Good evening, Simon here. Explosive Action, back for the second part of this two-part movie update. We're going to take a look at this stack here of very special items. If you've read the title, you know what this is all about. Let's get into it. So yes, this is an entire update dedicated to the Sci-Fi Channel. This may drive people away, it may bring people in closer, but I think it's more former than the latter. Sci-Fi Channel pictures are a particular type of science fiction movie, it's got to be said. And yeah, that's all I've got in this update to show you, and it's mostly on DVD. There's 2 Blu-rays, most of them on DVD. So why do I have so many of these things to show you? Well, I'm on a bit of a kick at the moment. Sci-Fi Channel, particularly a kick for those films. All the Sci-Fi Channel originals, the things that they made for the channel, or things that they purchased under license from companies like UFO or RHI, usually between that period of, say, 1997 and 2010. That's sort of when all the best stuff is. From 2010-ish onwards, The Asylum took over a lot of those pictures. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I've been filling in the blanks. Now, if you've seen one of my previous videos from a few years ago, I went and did an overview of my Sci-Fi Channel collection. I'm going to do another one of those very soon. But before we get to that, I have to do this update because this is all the new stuff. And there's more coming. However, we're going to get into it now, and we're going to start here with the 2 Blu-rays. The first one here is the Lost City Raiders. We're going to do this very quick, by the way, because there's so many. Lost City Raiders. This one's got James Brolin in it, and apparently Ben Cross. I should point out that the majority of these I've not seen before, and I've just been getting them in such rapid time. We just need to get this update done, get them shelved, get them organized, and I'm going to work through them, probably in order. But anyway, yeah, Lost City Raiders. This is a how the world will end kind of movie. Looks kind of interesting, fantasy type thing. As it says here, it began with 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow, and now it's Lost City Raiders. And that's what a lot of the time Sci-Fi Channel movies were about. It was something that's popular that's happened, and then they do their own thing that's similar. That's what a lot of their films were about. The Asylum obviously then took that further and did just actual mockbusters. But anyway, yeah, local release of Lost City Raiders. So there you go, Blu-ray of that one. The next one, UK release of Dragon Dynasty. I love me some Dragon films. This one's starring Stana Katic. Stana? I don't know how to say her name. Stana Katic, who was in... She's the one from Castle, I think, if that's the lady I'm thinking of. So yeah, this one has got Marco Polo been given a stone by the Chinese emperor after establishing trading relationships with the country, and that stone is dragons. Yay! Dragon Dynasty on Blu-ray. There you go. So yeah, I'm going to burn through these pretty quick. They're the Blu-rays. Now the next 4 DVDs are some of the very earliest Sci-Fi Channel originals. The one at the start here is very much one of the earliest ones from about 2001 or so. It's pretty early on. This is Riverworld, and I like these ones with the actual Sci-Fi Channel logo. The original site, well, not the original, but the more commonly known one before they became Syfy. Yeah, so anyway, this is Riverworld, which is based on a book, the Philip Jose Farmer novel of Riverworld. In fact, they did this twice. In 2010 or 2011, they did another one, which you will see when we do the overview video at a later date. But yeah, so Riverworld is a spectacular afterlife ever where everyone is reborn young and healthy, including the most vicious and ruthless warriors of all time. Wondrously imaginative setting of Riverworld, mysterious sultry planet where the past, present and future must battle together for the soul of humanity. Riverworld. Looks cool, and yes, I do like these early original Sci-Fi Pictures DVDs. So yeah, nice original one there. This one continues on. They changed it a bit here to Sci-Fi Essentials. Not too sure how many was in this line. I think there's a few more that I've got in alternate versions, but this is Interceptor Force 2. Also called Alpha Force, and I have it already on a cheap $2 Australian DVD as Alpha Force, but somebody was selling this locally, and it's the better cover, it's the better version. So Interceptor Force 2 with Olivia Gruner, which is awesome, and this is a good fun film. I really like this one. Yeah, old Image DVD. Near future, an elite team of American soldiers must track down and combat an invincible shape-shifting female alien after conquering a Russian nuclear power plant. The enemy now has a capability to rain down global disaster, and that's when Olivia Gruner has to save the planet. There you go, Interceptor Force 2. There's the disc. Nice the colours on that one, I like the way it looks. Then we've got Alien Siege. This one's got Carl Weathers in it. Now, some of these early films, they managed to get bigger stars. That sort of petered off over the years, and it just sort of became, you know, the Jeff Fay experience, I guess, you know, and similar kinds of things like that. Yeah, Carl Weathers was in this one, and Brad Johnson. I haven't seen this one yet. It sounds pretty good. They've come for our blood. An advanced race of aliens descends upon Earth, a single objective, bringing back the blood of 8 million humans to save their own dying planet. Anyone unlucky enough to be chosen is dead within 24 hours and rendered into liquid. One scientist decides to fight rather than surrender his only child in this gripping apocalyptic chiller. So I'm going to probably put this one on very soon. I only got this a couple of days ago, but I've been keen to check this one out for a very long time. It's a little bit challenging to find that will ship to Australia. This one I watched last night, Crimson Force. This was a hoot. It's got C. Thomas Howell. As I said, you get some bigger stars back then. David Chokachi, and Jeff Fay has a very, very small role in this one. Blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. But this was good fun. It's also got, I don't remember his real name, but the guy that played Braytak in Stargate SG-1, he has a significant role in this, which I quite enjoyed. In the near future, humanity's first manned mission to Mars sets out to explore the famed pyramid and the face of Mars with a goal of discovering alternative energy source for Earth. Quickly, the mission becomes a fight for survival as an epic power struggle breaks out between the crew of the mysterious citizens of the angry red planet. Action, betrayal, and lust, blah blah blah. Yeah, good fun. Yeah, Tony Amendola, that's the guy from Stargate. And Stephen Williams, who plays Mr. X from X-Files. He has a reasonable role in this too. So, yeah, they had some good stars back then on these films. And they definitely were trying. I quite like this one. It uses its limited sort of CG budget and its locations quite well. Often just feels like a Stargate episode, to be honest, with the people there and the way it was shot. So yeah, Crimson Force, I liked that one. Next up, we've got some fantasy with Beyond Sherwood Forest. This one looks interesting. We've got Catherine Isabel here from the Ginger Snaps movies, which is fun. And Julian Sands here. And yeah, there he is down there in the corner. I assume you've been following the news about Julian Sands. As of the time of this video, he is lost in the snow on an expedition. It's a bit worrying, so I mean, hopefully they find him and find him alive and well. I have not heard any updates on that, but yes, hopefully they do find Julian Sands. Love Julian Sands. He's great in Warlock. He was great also in Stargate in SG-1. He had a very cool role in the last season of that. And yeah, Beyond Sherwood Forest. 12th century England, the deadly time of dark tyranny, black magic, and the outlaw archer known as Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham, has unleashed a winged monster upon the woods to massacre Robin's men and capture Maid Marian. Before Robin Hood can steal from the rich, the Prince of Thieves must first survive the demonic onslaught of the winged beast. I love this. That's Robin Hood, you know. Steal from the rich, give to the poor, but there's a friggin' dragon that's bloodthirsty. Beyond Sherwood Forest. Gets an MA for strong violence, so that's a good effort. Looking forward to check this one out. Brilliant. Next one. This one is the opposite end of that spectrum. This is called George and the Dragon. And it's only PG, mild action violence. So that's going to be quite, almost, I don't want to say kiddie, but it's going to be quite tepid, I think. It's got bloody Patrick Swayze in it. I don't know how much of a role, but yeah, there you go. The George and the Dragon. First crusade to free the Holy Land has ended. A mass of weary knights, squires, soldiers of fortune, and priests are making their way home. George, a handsome English knight, unsettled by a horrendous bloodletting he witnessed in Palestine, desires to hang up his sword and settle down. Returning to England, George heads north when he heard the land is good and the population sparse, and of a kindly king named Edgar. He finds King Edgar in a terrible state. His beautiful daughter Luna has recently disappeared. In return for a small plot of land, George agrees to search for the princess. There you go, George and the Dragon. Could be a family adventure, I don't really know. It has another name, which is why this was actually challenging to find for a while, because the the title that was under on IMDb and Sci-Fi Channel lists was not George and the Dragon, but I confirmed it was the same film. This one is quite later, and this is actually an Asylum film, but it debuted on the Sci-Fi Channel, so therefore it is included. This is American Warships. Yeah, you can tell this came out when they were trying to mockbust a battleship. It's pretty obvious. I think it might have actually been called American Battleships, and there was, you know, a bit of a you got to change that or we'll sue you kind of situation. Again with Carl Weathers, but also Mario Van Peebles. Oh man, and I love how it says on the back here, an explosive action adventure in the tradition of, in the tiniest writing, in the tradition of Independence Day and Pearl Harbor, and all that's in quotes, but quotes are not attributed to anyone. That is outstanding. A fleet of mysterious ships wage war against the Earth. Only the crew of the USS Iowa, the last American battleship, can prevent global Armageddon. So yeah, this is as I said, in Asylum territory. Therefore, you know, it's not going to be that same level of fun and quality as some of those ones like Crimson Force I was showing you. Who knows? It could be a lot of fun, but a lot of the time the Asylum ones can be a challenge. Next one. There's a whole pile here of I mean, Sci-Fi Channel, particularly a little bit later, were doing lots of disaster films, right? They were just taking on that world apocalypse kind of thing, and you know, one scientist and a plucky receptionist or something has to save the world, you know, that kind of thing. And here's one called Meteor Storm. Obviously meteors are coming down. Cool artwork though, absolutely destructive. With Michael Trucco and Kari Matchett. I don't know who these people are. Meteor Storm. San Francisco becomes a target for waves of destructive meteors after a rogue comet orbits the Earth. For astronomer Michelle Young, what was meant to be a once-in-a-lifetime celestial event turns into her worst nightmare as thousands of meteors break the surface of the atmosphere and bombard the city. Michelle's husband Tom, the head of FEMA, of course, see, this is what I'm talking about, there's always some expert, organizes the evacuation of the city. Michelle struggles to figure out why the meteors are only targeting San Francisco. Why is that? Nowhere in the city is safe. The worst is yet to come. There you go. Meteor Storm. Next up. If it's not just Meteor Storm, now it's New York City Tornado Terror. NYC Tornado Terror. With Nicole DeBoer, Sebastian Spence, and Jerry Wasserman. Inspired by true events, apparently. Tornado warning! Severe! It's got 3 exclamation marks after warning. Accelerated global warming has caused the Earth's upper and lower atmosphere to separate. The resulting friction between the atmospheres generates powerful tornadoes, deadly electrical storms, yada yada yada. Several swarming tornadoes manifest from the vortex and descend into the city. I love the word vortex. The twister's cut path of destruction so devastating and unpredictable it sends New York into a frenzy. A race against Mother Nature, Deputy Mayor James Lawrence and his meteorologist wife, seriously, see, that's what I'm talking about, must quell their own marital disaster, oh Christ, and discover a way to calm down tornadoes' fury. Oh, I hope they don't spend 3/4 of this, you know, having unhappy families, but, you know, just destroy some cities, please. We will see, we will see. This one came in today, Superstorm. It's not just a storm, it's a superstorm. No warning, no escape. It's a pretty cool cover though. This one's got Mitch Pileggi, also from the X-Files, which is fun, and David Sutcliffe. This one is when Jupiter's red spot suddenly disappears, it triggers furious electrical storms and savage mega cyclones. A detention-bound teen with an extraordinary science project. He may have the answer to the Earth's annihilation. Oh Christ! Can capturing the destruction particle end this weather carnage, or is nature's fury about to get a whole lot nastier? Yep, a plucky teen on detention is going to save the planet. Love this stuff. Superstorm. Next up, not just a superstorm, but an Earth storm. Region 1 does this one, the storm to end all storms. So if you get through the superstorm, it's okay. We're going to have an Earth storm. Massive asteroid impact, this time on the moon, begins causing storms on Earth due to sudden changes in ocean tides. When further examination is conducted, it's discovered that the moon's structure is entirely unstable, threatening all life on Earth. When time is running out, a team of scientists turn to one man, demolitions expert John Redding, who is played by none other than Stephen Baldwin, who actually seems to have a starring role in this, which might tell you some things, in an effort to find a solution and secure the moon as massive debris hits the Earth, wiping out whole cities at a time. Remember that moonfall thing that came out a couple of years ago? It would seem Earthstorm did it first. So there you go, Earthstorm. Moving on from Earthstorm, once the storm is over, worry, just keep worrying. Collision Earth. There's still stuff is falling on the Earth. Collision Earth. Oh man, this one's got Kirk Acevedo, Andrew Airline, I also said Airline, and Diane Farr, whoever these people may be. But when planets collide, anyway, the end of the world is about to get messy. When a massive comet strikes the sun, it knocks Mercury out of orbit and sends it hurtling towards Earth. Each day, the now magnetized particles get closer. It triggers gravitational chaos around the world. Flaming meteors crash into the ground. Automobiles are sucked into the sky. The worst is still to come. Can a disgraced scientist and the lone surviving crew member of a crippled space shuttle stop this extinction-level event by reactivating a top-secret planet defense system known as Project 7? Jesus, that sounds amazing. I love it when I read all these things back to back. They're all just like the one film. It's amazing. Alright, next up we've got post-impact. So we've had the meteors, we've had the collision on Earth. We're now post-impact. So the impact is past, it's post-impact. Whatever. A comet has decimated the Earth this time, plunging it into a new ice age. Millions are dead. Millions more are cling to any hope for survival. So a bit post-apocalyptic. Now, Captain Tom Parker, who's Dean Cain, must leave his wife and daughter behind in Berlin to lead a group of scientists and soldiers across the frozen wastelands that was once Europe in a last-ditch effort to save what is left of mankind. Dean Cain, there you go. Yeah, whatever, man. Post-impact. This one could be a step above the others. I don't know, we'll find out. Post-apocalyptic, it depends if anything actually looks like that. Some photos from the back. Hopefully it's not just filmed in a studio against a piece of white paper. But anyway, once they've failed with all of that, we're going to launch the planes, because Termination Point with Lou Diamond Phillips and Jason Priestley. Man needed to eat. Action-packed thrill ride starring Jason Priestley from True Calling and Lou Diamond Phillips from Numbers. I wouldn't have actually attributed him to Numbers. I mean, there's a lot more things than that. Top secret government experiments with time travel have been shut down and declared too dangerous to continue. The lead scientist has disappeared with the technology, and a government manhunt is underway. When his name appears on the airline manifest after the flight has departed, the government orders the plane to turn back. But the plane drops from the radar, disappearing into thin air. Special agents try to locate the plane. Scientists must deal with repercussions from time ripples that threaten to consume the entire universe. This one sounds pretty fun, actually. We will see if it's all timey-wimey and wibbly-wobbly, or if it's just people looking at computers and countdown clocks. I don't know. We'll find out. Termination Point. And, well, look, it mustn't have turned out very well, because it's down to Earth's final hours. Unfortunately, everything went to hell. And it's down to the final hours. When bizarre radiation storms suddenly erupt, defense systems are wiped out, polar outposts are incinerated, and space debris blasts holes through the planet. Amidst the chaos, a tough federal agent, a cool government scientist, and a rebel genius son uncover a magnetospheric nightmare that threatens to stop the Earth's rotation. I mean, that's about 7 movies you've seen before. Julia Benson from Stargate Universe is in this one. Bruce Davison from X-Men's in this. And Cameron Bright from the Twilight series. Well, that's not really ringing bells for me, as it's not a series that I will ever be watching. But anyway, Earth's final hours, looking kind of Independence Day, Mothership, laser, bang kind of thing going on there. And following it up here, and this one has a slightly sad story. Obviously, yeah, it's Earth's final hours, everything's blowing up, there's lava everywhere, so we have a super eruption! Unfortunately, this is not a legit DVD, and I did get my money back. It's slightly annoying. Which makes me wonder who would go to the effort of doing a bootleg of Super Eruption. But indeed, this is a bit of a photocopied cover, and it looks like a good disc, but it is in fact a DVD-R. So I did get my $8 back on this one. On the lookout for a legit copy at some point. But under Yellowstone, America's first national park, lies the Yellowstone Caldera, a giant hotspot for volcanic activity. When scientists call a super volcano Now, after hundreds of thousands of years lying dormant and it threatens to erupt, the eruption could wipe out most of the United States, killing millions. Suddenly, without warning, a small part of the caldera bursts. Temperatures plummet and the sky fills with dirty black clouds of volcanic ash, yada 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 yada. Must plug the lava, stop poisonous volcano, before sky go black, world frozen permanent apocalyptic volcano winter. Usual deal. Super eruption. Okay, I think we've got our Earth going to explode movies out of our system. We're going to move into some horror. We have House of Bones. This one looks particularly good. This one's got Charisma Carpenter, who was in the Angel and little bits of Buffy TV series. And my best friend, Corin Nemec. I like Corin Nemec movies. So yeah, particularly looking forward to House of Bones. They've got this zombie-looking policeman on the back here. This jumpy horror yarn, that's how they started it, headlined by Corin Nemec and Charisma Carpenter, takes you on a journey with a group of reality television ghost hunters as they get trapped in a haunted plantation home. What a strange thing to haunt. Their initial attempt for creating an entertaining reality show soon becomes a lot darker than anticipated. Through their attempt to uncover the many secrets in this haunted house, they become convinced they are not only in the presence of the dead, but surrounded by evil supernatural activity. As fleeting spirits are spotted, fear becomes apparent, crew members start going missing, objects around are disappearing, the house feels alive. It seems the crew's only hope for survival is to unlock the mysteries of the plantation's dark past. Whatever, man, it looks like we're gonna get some zombies. There's some chewing and some horrid faces going on there. UK disc that gets an 18, which is basically an R. So yeah, and it's a New Image film, and New Image was pretty reasonable, putting a little bit of money into their stuff. So House of Bones, yes, it was a Sci-Fi premiere, so not all these things are Sci-Fi originals, but my collection is based on if it was shown on the Sci-Fi Channel as like a premiere. You know, they were song and dance, have all the ads, like, yep, first time on television, I include it, as well as the things that they made themselves. House of Bones. Next one, Mosquito Man. It's also called Mansquito. I quite like that cover though. A new breed of predator. Awesome. Yeah, Mosquito Man, Mansquito. Also a New Image film. In an attempt to find a cure for a virus that is sweeping through Baltimore, a notorious serial killer is used to human test a viral antidote. Oh, that's a bit ethical. This doesn't prove easy as a gun battle breaks loose in the lab, causing a massive explosion. Covered in radioactive goop designed to cause mutations in mosquitoes, the serial killer escapes and becomes a new reign of terror. Mosquito Man is born. This one sounds particularly fun. 2004, I think this one was. So yeah, very bland looking disc though, this UK one. Mosquito Man. Next up, we have Warwolves, not werewolves, but Warwolves. Get it? It's got John Saxon in it, Michael Worth, Tim Thomerson. I mean, it's got a bit of a cast here. Tim Thomerson from Future Cop films, and Adrian Barbeau. And this looks a bit like sort of like Bianca from Wormwood on the cover there, but this predates obviously. After leading his crack unit of special ops forces during a bloody campaign in Afghanistan, Jack Ford is drafted back to the USA on a mission as vital and perilous as he has ever been given. Jack is tasked with hunting down and terminating Jake Gabriel, a fellow soldier, unwitting carrier of a mutant virus, contracted during his tour of duty. A virus capable of turning man into a savage beast, a mythical werewolf. Yeah, so this should be an interesting one. What are these lasses? A trio of ravenous and vicious creatures embarks on a bloodthirsty cross-country hunt. There you go. Jack is in deadly pursuit. Yeah, John Saxon, Tim Thomerson, trances. Awesome. Hopefully that's a fun one. Oh man, the cover on this one killed me. Flu birds. So this is not that bird flu horror that Severin keep trotting out, which I believe they've got a third one coming. No, that's not that one. This is Flu Birds, unrelated film. But what a great cover. Another New Image production. If they fly, you die. An insidious and deadly virus has infected a species of giant birds, turning them into vicious predators. As the birds descend onto an entire town, killing its inhabitants one by one, 6 unsuspecting teens must fight for their lives, retreat to a military bunker on the outskirts of town. It is the only safe haven that will keep the birds from killing them. Or will it? Yeah. Flu birds, radioactive, flu birds, amazing. This one I've been told is quite good. Showdown at Area 51. I had this one on my eBay watch list for many years. And the same seller has had the same copy for the same price for many years. And I finally just paid what he asked for, which was, it was alright, it's fine. But it was brand new, so yeah, that's a good thing. Earth is on the brink of obliteration. 2 alien races have crashed on the planet and are in search of Omega Seed. The large obelisk that monitors the Earth must be deactivated or it will erase all traces of mankind. Jude, an Omegan, knows that he can save Earth's inhabitants by using several ether rods lost by the Omega race 60 years ago. There's a lot of gobbledygook in this. However, Cronin, an Omega Centurion, is hell-bent on destroying it, all humans and the planet. In the process, which alien race will win? My god. Showdown at Area 51. Some good photos on the back. Yeah. This one looks fun to me. And I've been told it's good, so yeah. I do prefer the ones that are like aliens and spaceships and that kind of stuff. That is more Sci-Fi Channel to me, but you know, hey, I'm a completist at this point. Fire Serpent. Look at that. Look at that thing. Amazing. It's like living fire. Its wrath shall consume the earth. A massive fireball from the sun strikes Earth and unleashes a horrific fire demon, forcing firefighters and federal agents to team up in the hopes of destroying the menacing beast. Very short blurb on this one. It's a Cinetel film. Yep, Fire Serpent. I like the look of this one. This one I know is also meant to be quite good fun. It was also quite later. Not a Asylum, but it is a Sci-Fi Channel very late picture from them. This is Disaster LA. The last zombie apocalypse begins here. I do like me some zombie films. Stay indoors, do not attempt to vacate the city, stay away from other people. When media strike Los Angeles, the massive destruction they cause is the least of the city's worries. Inhabitants begin to fall deathly ill from the resulting smoke. When the dead begin to reanimate and feed off the living, 5 friends make a run for the coast before they can be killed by the infected or worse, government forces who will fight to contain the situation at any cost. Nightmarish, no-holds-barred thriller. Looks like a zombie film to me, so there you go, Disaster LA. Next up we have Curse of the Pharaoh. I think it's also called Curse of the Sphinx, I think was the other title, which is why, again, it was a bit tricky to find this for a while. But yeah, Curse of the Pharaoh. Looks like it sort of a rip-off of The Mummy or something back when this would have come out. Is there a year on this thing? It's probably around about, we've got 2015, but no, it's not that late. Anyway. It's a Voltage Pictures release, Curse of the Pharaoh. Late one night, Robert Parr receives an urgent phone call explaining his father has been the victim of a grisly murder. The murderer, a returned pharaoh, mythical guardian of Egypt's ancient secrets. Robert immediately leaps into action, discovering an ancient etching of the Syfy stone from the Pyramid Sphinx of Giza. And there's a lot more stuff here that I'm not going to read, but yeah, it's got a strike force team, and it's going to be wild fun. Curse of the Pharaoh. Quite curious about this one. It's not just war wolves we have, but we have a monster wolf. So here we are. They must fight for their lives. In 1528, French settlers in the New World betrayed the Atakapa Indian tribe and rounded them up for slavery using particularly vicious wolf. Using magic, the tribe's shaman entered the wolf, becoming the Benendanti, the legendary wolf monster of vengeance. Today, in a small post-flood town of Louisiana, history is repeating itself. Big Oil, they've capitalized the B and the O, taking advantage of the poor, repressed townsfolk by taking their land at dirt-cheap prices, killing the ecosystem. The betrayal of the native landowners awakens the Benendanti wolf, and those responsible are being slaughtered one by one. The only hope is Maria, a 22-year-old girl who used to live here as a child, but has returned only to sell her property. It sounds like Walking Tall. As Maria and her childhood friend Yale try to stop the murderous wolf monster, Maria discovers that she is tied to this land's history, and the wolf is more than she ever imagined. There you go. Monster wolf. You can't just have a monster wolf, you have to have a wolf's bane. Wolf's bane. Cool cover on this one. Part human, part wolf. All terror. Russell Bain. Wolf's bane. Jeremy London. That's Jeremy London in this thing. There you go, Jeremy London. Finds himself in the middle of a paranormal war between vampires, werewolves, and human hunters. human hunters, after being viciously attacked by a werewolf. Overwhelmed by his own werewolf transformation, he seeks the help of a beautiful and mysterious Alex. Together they must stop this war before the exiled vampire goddess Lilith, played by Yancey Butler, regains her strength and destroys all mankind. And that's some photos on the back. This one's going right to the top. So one of the more exciting things, at least for me, that's happened recently is that Amazon Japan is now shipping to Australia again. And I've had stuff in my Amazon Japan cart for literally years that is on this theme. Stuff from when I was first trying to get a whole bunch of Sci-Fi Channel movies a long time ago. I put stuff in to get later, then we were blocked. Thankfully I could do an order, and I have got 6 here from my first Amazon Japan order. I've already placed another one for 8 more because why the hell not? And these are all Sci-Fi Channel movies. Of course, the first one here is Jurassic Planet. Now you're going to take a look at the art on these because they're so good, and obviously I can't read you anything on the back, so we're going to do these pretty quick. But absolutely amazing art. I love this one. There's the back of it. Very cool. Obviously, it's all in Japanese, so I can't read you anything. But Jurassic Planet. Yeah, from Amazon Japan. Now, the thing with these Japanese releases, the reason I've got them is because there aren't other releases. There's no American, there's no UK. One of these might have a German, but really, some of these Sci-Fi Channel movies just were shown on TV, and then a little Japanese company would release them for their market. That was it. So I had to go hunting, and Jurassic Planet was one of them. So happy to get that one. You will also see, because the writing is all in Japanese, when it comes to the spines, I get annoyed, and I use my new label printer, and I put it over the case. It's not on the sleeve, it's on the case, so, you know, not ruining anything. But this is Monster Ark. Look at that cover. Amazing. Like, full guy down here with his Harry Potter thing. He's got, like, a big fireball. We've got the monster in the middle here, and you've got, like, the Wish version of Indiana Jones over here. Just, yeah, they're obviously opening an ark, and some monsters come out of it. There's the back. Beautiful. Just amazing. Monster Ark. Yeah. And the interesting thing with these ones, which must be a Japanese thing, because I've not seen it on other DVDs worldwide, is when you buy these things on Amazon, you use the translator. You can choose between a retail version that usually costs a lot more, or rental version. These are specifically made for the rental market, and like it actually says on some of them, it may not on this particular one, but some of them actually says for rental only, and it's a different disc as well as a different cover. So anyway, there you go. Thought that was interesting. Monster Ark. This one's got a cheeky retitle here, Starship Soldiers. It's actually called Star Runners, but the Japanese market called it Starship Soldiers. I thought that was funny. I quite like this one. Ship crashing down, got little bugs here, very certain Trooper type of movie bugs, I think, but it's a bug planet, and there's the back of it. There you go. Yeah, I wish I could read you some of this, but I can't. You're just going to have to take a look at the awesome imagery and then go look these things up yourself. Yeah, Star Runners. And this one's got an amazing cover. Holy cheese balls. This has got lightning strikes. Look at that. The lightning has gone straight through the skyscraper and split it in two. You don't get this on you know, non-Japanese covers. They just go nuts. The key art they use is just fantastic. The back of this one's got Kevin Sorbo, I can tell you that. Kevin Sorbo and lightning strikes. Just fantastic. Look at that. And yes, another label on the side. 2 more to go. This cover may look a little bit, you know, familiar to some people. Looks a bit like Ghost Ship. It's actually written here as Ghost Ship 2013. Wait for it though. The film was made in 2008. It's actually called Ghost Voyage. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It took me a while to confirm that this is the exact film I want. And a lot of the time, and this is, I couldn't see it on the imagery. I had to wait till I got the copies. If you have the very, very small print, which you're not going to be able to read, very, very small print there, it will usually have the original title of the film and the cast. So I could confirm that this is the Antonio Sabato Jr. film called Ghost Voyage. There you go. With a very, very, very ripped off Ghost Ship. I don't know what the 2013 is all about. Maybe I'll find out when I watch it. There you go. There's the disc in there. And the last one, which was my favorite cover artwork, and man, I got all this in the last 8 weeks. Most of this cost dollars, like $5 here, $3, $8, like not much. The Japanese ones, I had to push it out a bit more because Japanese shipping. But anyway, the cover on this one. This is Copperhead. And this one I did see, not entirely legally, but way back when there was just a download of this thing and I knew it was Sci-Fi Channel and I watched it. I enjoyed this one, Copperhead. But it's sort of a Western kind of thing. You've got a giant snake, snake evil, snake bad. There's the back of it. Look at this thing. It's this enormous snake. It's Copperhead, right? Just fantastic. Yeah. And I've got more of these Japanese ones coming and probably some more non-Japanese ones still coming too. So anyway, that is the collection update of Sci-Fi Channel movies. Their originals and the stuff that they licensed, and just, oh man. There is going to be, as I said, a new Sci-Fi Channel only shelf update, which is the stuff you see on the top up here. I'm going to go through all of those in a separate video coming up sometime in February, most likely, once I get the next batch of Sci-Fi DVDs in. Anyway, for the 7 people that actually care about Sci-Fi Channel movies, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please, well, let me know in the comments and let's talk about some of these things. Let me know your top 5 favorite Sci-Fi Channel original films. I would really much like to know the ones you like. And if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, check out that thing, check out that thing. See you next time.